At the general election, the British people voted for change, and they voted for our party's promise of the first new national publicly owned energy generation company in our country for more than 75 years. Great British Energy. Today, with this bill, we deliver. British public ownership back at the heart of our energy system. And to every member and right honourable member behind me, I say it is thanks to each and every one of your victories in your constituencies that today we can start to create a lasting legacy for the country which breaks from 14 years of failure. 14 years of leaving Britain exposed to fossil fuel markets, which led directly to the worst cost of living crisis and energy bills crisis in generations. I won't for a moment. 14 years of blind faith. He just needs to calm down a little bit to begin with. 14 years. I know he gets very angry. 14 years of blind faith in free markets and refusal to have an industrial policy which offshored clean energy jobs. And 14 years of a government perfectly happy with state ownership of our energy system, but with one crucial overriding condition, that it would be state ownership by any country except Britain. Because, Madam Deputy Speaker, that is the reality of what we inherited. You see, even before this bill, we already have widespread state ownership of our energy assets in Britain by other countries. Denmark, Sweden, Norway and France, through their own state-owned companies. Indeed, get this, the city of Munich owns more of our offshore wind capacity than the British government. And in the auction results I announced on Tuesday, the largest two offshore wind projects to win a contract will be built by Ørsted, the Danish state-owned company. Now, Madam Deputy Speaker, I strongly welcome their investment. But the question before this House today, the question at the heart of this bill, is a simple one. Do we think there should be a British equivalent of state-owned energy generation companies like Ørsted, Vattenfall, Statkraft and EDF investing in our infrastructure? We have a simple proposition. If it's right for the Danes, the French, the Norwegians, the Swedes to own British energy assets, it's right for the British people to do so as well. And that's why we fought the election, on this crucial principle. The British people should have a right to own and benefit from our natural resources. And to every member across this House, considering their vote on this bill this afternoon, I urge them to vote for this principle. And to those thinking about voting against, I ask them, how will you defend the idea to your constituents that other countries should own our national energy infrastructure, but Britain should not? And with that, I give way to the right honourable gentleman.
I'm grateful to the right honourable gentleman for giving way, but he's normally a fair man. Of course, what he didn't reflect was the risible state of renewable energy when we took power in 2010, less than 7% of electricity, to nearly 50%, a country that's led the world. It was the Conservatives that transformed our energy system to remove coal from the system. The question is what, and I'm sure I'm just setting up the Secretary of State, which I'm happy to do, what will this state ownership do?
It does surprise me. He's a great set-up man. He's brilliant. He's welcome any time. Because I'll now explain to him what it will do. Here's why it's the right idea for our time, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's the right idea for energy security because Great British Energy will invest in homegrown, clean energy we control and speed up its delivery. It's the right idea for jobs, and this is the learning from all those other countries, because Great British Energy will partner the private sector to create the jobs and make sure we build the supply chains in this country, the supply chains and the jobs the British people deserve.